Hello and welcome to the show. I am Joe Tophat. The most infamous commercials the Flintstones ever made was for Winston cigarettes. We live in a society that frowns on smoking, with good reason. Smoking can lead to lung cancer and many other health problems. So naturally it's a little awkward to see beloved characters like the Flintstones do a cigarette commercial. While I don't smoke and wouldn't recommend anybody to take up the habit, I don't have a problem with these commercials for three reasons. Reason 1. Although kids have always enjoyed watching the Flintstones, it was never intended to be a kids' show. There were many episodes that dealt with adult situations, like Fred's gambling problem. Reason 2. These were made during a time when smoking didn't have the stigma it has today. And reason 3? According to co-creator Joe Barbera, if it weren't for Winston's sponsorship, we wouldn't have the Flintstones. The only reason why I'm bringing up these old commercials is to put today's video into context. In 1967, a year after the original series ended, Hanna-Barbera produced this 4-minute cartoon for Busch beer. Boy, Fred and Barney sure encourage bad habits, don't they? Based on the little information I could gather online, this cartoon was only meant to be seen by employees of Busch, and was never meant to be seen by the general public. With that information out of the way, what was this cartoon like? Let's find out. The cartoon opens with Fred and Barney serving Busch beer to some guys just getting off from work. They find serving beer exhausting and wish to get their old jobs back. As luck would have it, Mr. Slate walks in the bar, so they disguise themselves in order to try to convince him to rehire them. This marks a big difference between this and the original show. Barney did not work for Mr. Slate on the Flintstones. He was always working at different jobs throughout the series. Although Barney did work for Mr. Slate in the episode Fred's New Boss. But it wasn't in the gravel pit. He was made a vice president due to the fact that he was Mr. Slate's nephew, a relationship that was never brought up again. Outside that episode, Barney always worked for someone else. The writers probably made Barney an employee of Mr. Slate so they wouldn't have to invent a new character to be his boss. Plus, it moves the story so much better just to say that Fred and Barney worked for the same person. At first, Mr. Slate refuses to ask Fred and Barney to come back, until he drinks his beer, and this happens.
Calm down, Slate, honey. Give him another chance.
What exactly did they put in that beer? After that, he agrees to ask them to come back. Disguised Fred and Barney tell him that if he promised them a raise, they'd come back. Like before, he won't do it until he takes another sip.
Be reasonable, Tiger. You can afford them.
Well, it's only money. Tell them that they'll get their raise.
If beer has that effect on people, I'm glad I don't drink.
Hey, sir. So long, stranger. Good night, Fred and Barney. And don't be late in the morning.
Huh. Mr. Slate's no dummy. The cartoon ends with Fred and Barney celebrating getting their jobs back with a Busch beer. For an obvious product placement cartoon, it's rather entertaining. The story actually feels like it belonged in an episode of the TV show. The female voice talking to Mr. Slate while he was drinking beer was kind of strange, but other than that, I see nothing wrong with this cartoon. I think this cartoon was the first time it was established that Barney worked in the gravel pit for Mr. Slate, which would be carried on in Flintstone spin-offs like the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.